won't. You're very wrong. You are very wrong. If you put brass in a fire, it turns very dark black because it gets burned.
Well, I'm not here to debate about what
Sound like
I'm just here to
you
answer
just
the
got
question
you
that black men
sound
are
like it
deadbeat
just got
dads.
you calling. It sound like you just got destroyed by your own argument, my brother.
No, I didn't get destroyed because I believe in the Bible 100%.
Okay, so what's your nationality?
My nationality is I'm a descendant from the tribe of Judah.
Okay. So how do you prove that you're a descendant from the tribe of Judah?
How do I prove I'm a descendant?
Yep.
By my skin color.
So
this guy's crazy.
He's trolling, bro.
He's crazy.
Trolling, bro.
Wow. We got Israelites that believe that Israelites debating.
How am I wrong? What's the answer to the question then? How do I prove I'm a descendant from the tribe of Judah? If I know that, I don't have to prove it.
So wait a minute. So
you answer my question. How do I prove I'm a descendant from the tribe of Judah?
Wait a minute. You've already answered it. So you're saying your skin color shows that you're from the tribe of Judah. Okay. So
no, I answered your question.
There are people that are from India that are descendants of Elam that are very, very, very dark skinned. There are people that live in Iraq that are descendants of Ishmael that are very, very, very dark skinned. Are they from the tribe of Judah?
No.
Why not? They're dark skinned.
I get what you're saying. So, but my thing is, I'm not saying because of my skin color I'm from the tribe of Judah.
I'm just literally said that. You literally said that.
Yeah.
What the hell? Are you listening to yourself? You literally said, I said, how do you know you're from the tribe of Judah? You said, because of my skin color.
Okay, but I wasn't saying that as a fact. I'm asking.
What are you talking about? So, are you lying on stage? If you're not saying facts, then you're saying lies.
I'm giving you my answer, but I'm trying to get some assurance from you guys. Am I right or wrong?
All you have to do is say, I don't know. We can give you assurance based off of that.
Okay, so it's not my skin color.
I'm asking, how do you know you're from the tribe of Judah? You just said you're from the tribe of Judah. I said, how do you know that? If you don't know, you can say, you know what, bro?
So it's not my skin color?
No, it's not. Your skin color don't.
So how do I know I'm from the tribe of Judah?
Okay. Where did you learn that you were from the tribe of Judah? Who told you?
Well, I know that the Israelites are stiff-necked people. And I knew that from reading that, I knew that my people, which are brown skinned like I am, they are hard. They are stiff-necked people.
Carlin.
So that's how I come to know that I'm from
Carlin.
What?
What teachings did you listen to that they told you that you're an Israelite?
I didn't. When I found out I was an Israelite,
from who?
I didn't hear. I found out from reading the Bible.
Carlin, I want you to listen to me, bro. And I don't like to talk bad about my people, but you are full of shit. You did not just open the Bible, read it, and say, hey, I'm an Israelite. You heard that from somebody and you went and researched it.
No. When I first read in the book of Exodus that the Israelites were a stiff-necked people, when I read that, that's when I started to think.
How do you know what stiff-necked meant?
Listen, can I finish?
How do you know what stiff-necked meant?
Can I finish?
I need to know this before you continue. How do you know what stiff-neck meant?
Because stiff is plain and simple.
No, it's not.
You become stiff-necked when somebody is trying to tell you something or try to explain to you something, and when somebody uses their facial expression and stiffens their neck when they look at you, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Bro,
you get that stiff neck.
Every human on the face of the planet makes faces when they talk and have emotions. That doesn't make you stiff neck because
listen. Our people aren't the hardest people to talk to on the planet Earth.
Carlin.
It's hard talking to you right now.
Carlin, listen. Stiff neck does not mean anything with a facial expression. That's how I know you're lying, because that's not what stiff neck
I
means.
said with. I said when you use a stiff neck with a facial
Stiff
expression.
neck has nothing to do with facial expressions. You say when you're talking to people and their neck is stiff and they have like a stiff neck. I knew that was no. That's not what stiff neck means, bro. Stiff neck means that you're rebellious to God's laws. You're unwavering. You're not going to turn to the left or to the right to do what God said to do. You're going to rebel against Him.
Okay,
That's
I agree with
stiff
that.
neck
I
is.
agree with that.
You didn't say that, but that's what
I
stiff.
agree with that. But I have a question for the leadership.
So hold on. How do you know who's leadership?
Because I've been watching IUIC on YouTube for 11 years.
You can't make this up, bro.
The spirit of the troll has now announced himself. Come on, man.
So now y'all mocking me?
No.
You know exactly
y'all
what
mocking
we
me.
talking about.
So I don't know who the leadership. So Bishop Nathaniel is not leadership.
Bruh, we have tons of leadership.
So Bishop Nathaniel is not the leadership of IUIC?
Bruh,
Christ is the leadership of IUIC.
You said in the comments that that you shouldn't call no human the devil. Is that what you said in the comments, bro? Do you remember saying that?
I said that, but I do remember Jesus calling
you
the
damn
Jews.
Devil.
That's vocab.
You the
so
damn
look, I have a question.
That's vocab Malone.
So look, I just have one quick question.
Why did you say that in the comments?
I just have one quick question.
Because why did you say
I said that in the comments because I was so quick to talk, not remembering that Jesus called Jews the devil because of their unbelief.
To the house of God.
But I have
be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, fool.
And
so you gonna call me another? So you gonna call me a fool, really?
Yes, you're a fool. You gave the sacrifice of fools. You just admitted that you gave the sacrifice of fools.
So
you said that.
Wow. So I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead. This biblical smoking.
All right. So one of the deacons in IUIC said that men and women are going to be marrying in the kingdom of heaven. So I want to ask y'all, according to the scriptures, are men and women going to be marrying in heaven in the kingdom of heaven?
If he ain't sincere with his questioning, we ain't trying to go through this, man. We got other people on the stage.
Yeah. Put him in the box, bro.
Y'all full of it, bro. Goodbye. Y'all full of it. Goodbye.
We're not going into it. I was just gonna ask Carlin one simple question. I was gonna ask Carlin, how long does he have to wait to have sex with his wife after she has a baby girl?
He don't know that.
That's all I was gonna ask him.
He said Christ is brown skin. He bugged.
Hey yo.
Shalom, mighty men of God.
Most High Christ bless you, sir. Hey, I wanted to let you know that there was an idiot in the comments who stole your picture of your face.
You know what's crazy? Crazy, Z. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, I had a woman email me this week that said that when I come here, I try to take over and that I talk too much. So I said, you know how many people steal my profile here? And when I'm not here, people are asking me, yo, why you not on Clubhouse? So you can't please everybody. She sent me a long email saying, let you guys talk. I talk too much and I try to take over. So I say, you know what? I'm going to be quiet tonight. But, bro, that dude that was before you, he hates all of y'all in the room. And the reason why, whenever you ask somebody, how did you learn there was an Israelite? And they say, I read it on my own. They're liars and they're hateful and they're full of pride. Because when I learned this, there was no internet. There was no social media. Someone taught me this. And I'm going to give you a simple answer, simple answer where you already know. The minute somebody says I learned this on my own, they're a liar, because the Bible says someone has to teach you. Okay, when you read in Acts, when you read in Isaiah, it says someone has to teach you. How can they learn except a teacher be sent? So the minute someone says to you, I learned it on my own, they're full of pride and hatred. Okay, so they don't respect leadership. That's number one. Number two, when anybody makes it difficult to answer the color of Christ, how he looks, what the Bible says, and everything is in defense of the white man. Because what race of people changed the image of the Bible, of Jesus Christ, and made it look like themselves? White people. And white people, if you ask them unequivocally with no argument, they don't say he was vanilla. He was a little bit, he was cream colored. He was like a light pale. No, they say unequivocally white. How come when you ask people of our color, well, he's not black? Well, I'm not sure. Well, he's this. All of a sudden now, when we bringing out the depiction of him in the Bible that he was so dark it looked like he was burning a furnace, now it's all this mystery. And when white people changed him to look like them in the 14th century, 600 years ago, all the white people with a rallying cry made it clear, say it loud, I'm white, he's white, and I'm proud. But with the black people, they hate the leadership, so they say, I learned by myself. You niggas ain't teach me nothing. And then they want to argue the deity and the color of Christ. But this is the job that we have, bro. Our people hate us professing our identity and what Christ stands for, and they will be the most difficult. And they'll watch us and have no respect for us. That's why you got so many Israelite groups popping up. They watch us, they sit down, they learn, and then all of a sudden they're holier than thou, and we ain't shit.
Facts.
Okay, that's what I've seen since I came in here. Like, for instance, when I first learned the scriptures, it was not from the bishop. I learned from GMS, Great Millstone Camp. And I didn't meet the bishop until 8 years later. And when the bishop grew in popularity, now all of a sudden, all of them unanimously start trying to shit on him and talk about him and disrespect him. And it's spiritual. Promotion comes from the Most High. The Most High raised him up and shut them wicked, jealous niggas down. And that's what you see in what? It's the same thing with the Israelite camps and the same thing with the dude that came in the room. He didn't even have the respect to say, yo, I learned from you guys. I watch you guys, and humble himself. It's always trying to make themselves be uplifted above the authority. And that's why we fall as a nation. That's a woman's spirit. You look at who didn't want to play her position from in the garden, there was the woman. The woman wanted to be above Adam in the garden, and that's why we got kicked out. And you got men with that same woman's spirit. They always want to be on another level, and with God, it don't work that way. So just be mindful of them spirits that come in the room. They want to challenge you. They won't admit that they've been watching and they learn from you. They are a problem. I mute my mic.
Big facts. All praise to the Most High. Hey, Big Jew, what's going on with your bread?
Oh, nothing much, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be here. You know what I'm saying?
All right, go ahead, West Coast family. Y'all got it, man.
All right, green bean me.
You got the beam, man. You got to pay attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? We being so you get in here.
Oh, snap. Here we go. All right. Are black men deadbeat dads, or is that cap? All right, we're going to move on to Legend. Or
No,
no. Sarita.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead,
Hello.
sis. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Like what responding to deadbeat dads, or is it cap?
Yeah. That's the topic. So, what's your thoughts on the topic, man? Are black men deadbeat dads, or is that cap?
Okay. The black men are not deadbeat dads. All black men is not deadbeat dads, and the ones that are deadbeats are choosing to be a deadbeat because it's other ways to getting around baby mama and all that. So yeah, it's other ways to get around if the baby mama don't want you to see him and all that. So all the black men are not deadbeats.
Oh, so you mean that men are called deadbeats because they don't want to go back and forth with the baby mama and go through all of that drama?
Yeah, but if they laid up with that female, then that's what they have to go through. They chose the wrong female to be with. So if you lay with if you lay with fleas, you gotta go with it.
Hey, you know what? I can
Lay with
respect that
dogs, get fleas.
because I say that all the time, and I'm glad to hear a woman finally say it. When it comes to men knocking up the wrong woman, men got to take that. Like, well, you laid with her. I mean, that's what you did. That was your
Yeah,
choice.
yeah. They want to complain, but you chose a bad female.
True,
So
but
you got
watch
you got to
this.
go through the consequences.
When we touch on sisters that get knocked up by that dude that ain't nothing, the victim role gets played. It's always the man's fault in that regard as well. So they never accept, well, you laid with that man. Well, nah, see, it wasn't like that. Nah, he tricked me and this, that, and the third. So it's an interesting thing to hear a sister say that. I like that.
Yeah.
You good, Judah?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, go ahead, man. Bring some life to it.
Okay, all praises, all praises. Any moderators got any comments on that? All right, all right.
Yeah. I like the sister said, if you lay with dogs, you get fleas.
So what you basically said is we got to go through a proving process. Brothers and sisters got to go through a proving process and making sure they picking good product. The way you pick your tomatoes, you're not that careless when you go to the grocery store. Make sure you get the good one, the big one, the juicy one. But when we lay down with somebody, we just going out there going off the first thing. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying lay down with it and try it. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible tell you to prove a friend first. You believe in the Bible, Sharita?
Oh yeah, I believe in the Bible.
Okay, so if we followed that, how do you think that would change our society when it comes to deadbeat dads and deadbeat moms?
Oh, that would change everything if they followed the commandments about choosing and proving. That would change everything. So the blame would go on the man. It's the man's fault that the female is messed up because you chose her. You chose that wrong person. And if he chose that wrong person, it's something wrong with him too because he chose the wrong female. So you must be wrong too because you chose the wrong person.
Right. The scriptures say a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. You know what I'm saying? That's what you
Yeah.
inherit. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Let's go to thank you for your comment too, sis.
Okay.
Hey, I'm sorry. I just want to change the dynamic of the room for 1 second before I give y'all back the floor. And just think about what we're talking about right now, about the black man being the deadbeat dad. Everything that we are wrong, America made us that way. Listen to what I'm saying. Everything that we are wrong, America made us that way. Because number one, it's in the laws of God. And they took the laws of God away from us. Go to 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. And I'm not talking to the nigger in America. The nigger in America could die. And the nigger is the one that he don't want to follow what the Bible say. He want to do his own thing. He destroy the community. I'm talking about even that man that does not know God yet, but there's a spirit of God inside of him. He doesn't disagree with what we're about to read now. The nigga that say I don't believe in that Bible, to hell with that. Just get money, have party, fun, party, bust your guns, sell your drugs. I'm not talking to him. He could die. But this is what God told us. 1 Timothy 5, verse 8.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel.
So God has it written in his law. And the first time I learned this was from the Israelites. Okay, so that's why I make sure that I interact in my children's life, even when their mother made it difficult for me. I made sure they had. I made sure I gave them money. I gave them everything. Okay, because I went through the same thing as the other brother that was speaking about how you was trying to keep the kids, but the moms was fighting you, wouldn't let you see them. Okay, everything you could think of possible. Calling the police on me, telling her ex-man he was gonna beat my ass, and then I had to confront him. It was very, very difficult. But because of the scripture right here, and because I didn't know God, but when I learned God, I don't want to be worse than an infidel. God says if you don't provide for your own, you're worse than an infidel. An infidel is an unbeliever. Who took the Bible from us? The white man. Who took our finances from us? The white man. Who took our stability from us? The white man. Who made it so that we're playing catch up right now? So that when we father children, it's difficult to take care of them. The white man. So I'm not talking about the ones who choose. They don't believe in God and they don't give a shit about their kids. Those I'm not talking about. Let them die the death, as the Bible says. But like the statistics you gave, I think you said 86, 76 or 86% of black men are in their father's lives. Is that what you said, Z?
It
Yeah.
was 72%.
Okay, 72%. And all I've seen I don't know a lot of men that abandon their children. I don't, because you were ridiculed. Okay, you were told the way I was raised from, and I was raised in New York. I was told even by my dad, who did not believe in the Bible, if you don't take care of your kids, you ain't shit. Okay, if you don't get it, when I became a father, I found out I was a father at 17. By the time I was 18, I was a father. My father made me pretty much finish school as fast as I can and get a job, and that's what I was raised around. So I don't know the atmosphere of the black man being called a dead meat dad. We got to look at the situation that created them. Okay? When we try to go to school, they gave us the worst schooling. When we try to get a job, they don't hire us. Y'all got to think about the odds that are in a position, and I'm speaking for the ones, again, that want to do right and can't do right. A lot of times it's not by choice. It's just odds have been set against us from we came into the world, and we got to look at those things. Forget the nigger woman that gives us a hard time. Forget her for right now, because I had to navigate around the one I was dealing with. But I'm going back to trying to work 2 jobs and have to come up with the child support and still have to sustain myself. The other nations don't deal with that. They get a job easy. They didn't have a problem with schooling. They didn't have a unstable household. So you got to take those things into account before we get labeled a deadbeat dad. We got a lot of things against us, starting with our own people, starting with the school system, starting with the jobs, starting with our family member that came from generations of abuse, of broken homes, of ignorance, and we're still playing catch up. So don't just let people come in the room and dump on us, and then we got to be in a position to defend ourselves. When the reality is, from the minute we came into the world, we was already playing catch up with people that was holding us down. When we did try to pull ourselves up by our bootstrap, there's always a white face in a high place trying to keep us down, and then the black woman supports them. The court system is against us. The police is against us. Okay, at one point I had to stop going to go and see my son because the moms would call the cops on me if I came the wrong day. Or if I stood too long, if I kept my kids too long, she threatened to call the cops. So I'm just saying, don't leave those things out when you have the discussion. There's a lot of things. Okay, I'm older now, so I could speak on it. And from the time that I went through it, and like the other brother said, I forgot the scripture. Z, if you could pull, as a mother is, so is a daughter. I thought you was gonna pull that one when you heard when she said that he raised the girl and then the girl wound up signing with the moms. I went through the same shit. Okay, I'm fighting to protect my daughter and fighting to protect her, keep niggas out her face, but her moms want her to have a hot girl summer, so I wind up being a piece of shit. Y'all got the scripture?
It's Ezekiel 16. You got it, Baruch.
Ezekiel 16, what
Baruch
verse?
sleeping, bro. Baruch, you sleeping.
Ezekiel 16 and what verse? I was looking for it, sir.
44.
This
The
is
book of
just another
Ezekiel.
element to the equation of the difficulty of it is of us trying to be good dads, especially when you're raising a daughter. We know what the scriptures say about a father losing sleep, trying to protect his daughter and watch over his daughter. You got it, Baruch?
Yes, sir. The book of
Read it, please.
Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 4. And as for thy nativity, in the day that thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thou washed in water to supple thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. That's not it.
So he's talking about a newborn baby, cutting the navel, cleaning them up, washing them. Read on.
Verse 44. Behold, every one that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee,
A proverb is an old saying. This is an old saying concerning you, woman. Read on.
saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
So you'll put all your energy into trying to protect your daughter and guide your daughter and keep niggas out her face. And the moms will go against everything you say and then tell her to live your life. So again, man, these are the things you got to look at of them calling us a deadbeat. Spiritually, it's discouraging. And then you fighting the woman, you fighting her family. Then there's no security that child will grow up and say, thank you, dad. Thank you for watching over my virginity. Thank you for being there. Thank you for keeping these niggas out my face, especially when the mom's got them in a different place. Okay, she's not working with you. The mother's fighting you, and then the daughter will grow up and turn just like the moms. I mute my mic.
So cool. So what, Sarita, what do you think about that? Right? We was talking about the Bible and deadbeat dads and deadbeat moms, right? So we were saying that if we was following the Bible, right, that would fix a lot of things, right? And as
Right.
AO was saying, like what he was saying was like we it's like we down 20 in the game already. We got to catch up. We take everything taken away from us, right? And then
Right.
on top of that, you got certain sisters, right? Certain sisters that take advantage of that situation, want to keep you down 20 when she's supposed to be helping you catch up, right? So what makes a deadbeat dad to you? What you think?
What makes a deadbeat dad is somebody a dad does not teach their children about the Bible. A man that doesn't teach their children how to live in the world. And some of these dads use not use the white man as an excuse. Not all of them, but some of them use the white man as an excuse. The white man took away from me as an excuse.
What do you mean by that?
Like he was saying that everything been taken from the black man, which is true. But some of these men, some of these black men be using that as an excuse. Like the white man took this, white man did this, white man did that. Sometimes you can't use it all the time as not as an excuse not taking care of your children.
Okay. Yeah,
Because if you a man and a godly man, it wouldn't matter what the white man is doing to take. Even though it's hard as a black man to do all these things because of the white man taking from the black man and all that. But at some point, it's an excuse. Because if you lay down and have that child, you should do everything in your power to take care of him, regardless of the white man. The same way the slaves did in the past. They didn't have nothing.
okay.
Let me
They
ask you a
were
Okay, go
question,
slaves.
ahead.
sister.
They didn't have nothing, but they still took care.
Let me
Our
ask you a question.
ancestors still took care of their children with nothing.
Let me ask you a question right now. Forget about our ancestors. If the police are called by a baby moms on the father, and the police roll up and the father's like, yo, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Are the police gonna listen to the black man even though he didn't do nothing? What's the statistics show?
Oh, the statistics show that the police are not going to listen to him.
Okay, so the woman can make up something at any time with the power of the white man, in conjunction with the white man, and disrupt a black man's life at any time.
Yeah, that's true. But at that point, that black man need to go to court. If he really,
so you're saying that
needs
once
to go
he
to
gets to
court
court,
to get some
just
more
hear me, just hear me.
control.
So you're saying once he gets to court, the judge is gonna hear him out and fix everything? Is that what you're saying?
It depends on the judge, but if
no, it don't depend on the judge. I've been in court. I've tried to explain in the short. The judge told me to shut up, or he's gonna hold me in contempt of court. And then, I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna give you the floor. The judge told me to be quiet, or I'm gonna be held in contempt of court. I didn't know what that was. It was a white female officer in the court that says, if you interrupt again, that means I'm gonna have to lock you up. Don't talk. Just let him talk. She navigated me through the court and then called me outside and sympathized with me. It was a white woman. She sympathized with me and she said, don't come back here with a lawyer, without a lawyer, because the way the court is, they're not going to listen to you. You don't care what I have to say. Now I have to go and get a lawyer that I cannot afford, because if you go there with a public defender, the public defender's looking at you again like, you a nigga, I'm just going to do my job, and whatever happened, happened. So I'm just telling you, every time, and again, sis, just hear me clearly. I'm not talking about the brother who just threw his hands up and he don't care. I'm talking about the men who genuinely want to be there, but they have to deal with the opposition. All the opposition that's set in place is by the hand of the white man. He controlled the court. He controlled the law enforcement. He empowered the black woman to rise up against the black man, because she see with her own eyes, if I man up against him, they're going to have my back. She knows if he loses his job and he falls behind, I can go to the white man and complain, and they're going to arrest him. They're going to suspend his driver's license. I'm telling you real talk. They're going to suspend his driver's license. His boss won't renew whatever state license he has, because now they have it. If you fall behind, they don't care what your reasoning is. There's laws by the white man where they will suspend your license, and now you can't work. So no matter what we try to do, opposition is against us by laws put in place by white people who are over us. And I'm not saying this from me not liking white people, because I just told you, there was a white bailiff in the courtroom that told me, be quiet. If you talk again, my job is to lock you up. I didn't know, no, I'm going to hold you in contempt of the court. I was genuinely trying to explain. Every time I go there, she won't let me see the kids. She's giving me a hard time, and she keeps calling the judge. It's like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear nothing. This is what you owe. This is what you're going to pay. Now, you leave. Do you have anything else to say? And then the white bailiff told me, come outside. And that's when I realized I was only, 21 years old, 21, something like that. That's when I realized, without the Bible, that everything is set against us. And my mindset was to just walk away. I wasn't no deadbeat. But the pressure of the court being against me, the pressure of her calling the cops that could have shot me because they responded with guns, the pressure of not having money for a lawyer, the pressure of not being able to keep a job because you got to walk on eggshells around the white man. Who created these conditions? That's all I want to ask you.
Well, if it's that hard for a black man to see his kids, then he need to say he need to say bump it, because I mean,
he needs to say what? He needs to say what?
If it's that hard for a black man to see his kids go to court and you still can't see it, then he need to say bump it. I mean,
what do you mean by bump it? Say it so the room can understand you. I think you're on the right track, but I want you to be clear.
Okay, so if it's that hard for a man to see his kids, then a black man need to say the hell with it, because
facts.
What else can you do?
And then they're gonna call us deadbeat dads. So that's all I was trying to bring the room to see. Okay, I just have to bring you to that reality.
To call you deadbeat. I mean, you did all you can do. So
The
if you
thought,
can't do nothing else,
just hear
then
me. Hear me. The thought of another man raising my child, I lost sleep.
I mean,
I didn't want nobody telling my daughter what to do. I didn't want
what does
nobody
it
in her
matter? I
face.
mean, what does it matter?
But again,
If she
I
don't
had
if she
no
don't want you to
power.
be a part of the child's life, then what
Right.
does it
But
matter? And when the
again,
child
and
get old enough, then you can explain to them what happened.
I
Other
just
than
took
that,
you
what else you
into
do?
the psychology of things now, where
Yeah.
I wanted to fight her new man because she's trying to make a home with my child, with my seed, and now he's going to put instructions into my child that I don't want there. So I just took you to the government aspect, I took you to the law enforcement aspect, I took you to the legal system aspect, and now I took you to the psyche, the psychological part of there's a nigga, because that's who she hooked up with after me, around my child that can harm my child at any time and turn the child against me. Okay, that's a lot of weight to carry,
What
and
is
these are the things.
what they have some more kids then? I mean, if if I was in that situation as a man, I wouldn't worry about it because what else can you do?
How about I didn't want no more kids? I was like, I don't want no more kids after this. That's the way I felt. I said, I'm not going through this again. Okay, I didn't want the situation to be the way. Yeah, we was young. We started out young, but I loved my kid, and I wanted to be in my child's life. And she was very difficult, and I was ready to work with her with a difficulty. But like the brother said before me, after a while, you keep poking. A new man is going to come out of that weak man that's trying to be sympathetic and try to look at we all just get along. And that man is going to have to deal with the reality of everything is set against us.
These black females are, when you have children with the wrong woman, it's hard to deal with. So there's nothing you can do but pray for the child. Pray for the child and hope that they get raised right. Other than that, it's nothing you can do.
All right, sis, but thank you. I just wanted you to bring the room to that reality where the deadbeat situation a lot of times is because we just throw our hands up. It had nothing to do with me not wanting to give money, but there was a lot of things ahead of us where we think with a different head when we get older. When we was younger, we was thinking with the wrong head. Now we older, we thinking with the head that makes sense. I mute my mic.
All praise the topic is this black men deadbeat dads, or is that cat, right? I like to show that that's biblical, right? Give me Sirach 25 and 13 real quick. Cause she said bump that. That's like a country word. You know what I'm saying? Down south they use it. They be like bump that. That means to hell with it, right?
That's what I
Right.
wanted her to say it. I wanted her to say it New York style. To hell with that.
Watch this in the Bible. Watch this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman.
Right. So he said any plague but the wickedness of a woman, right? So guess what? You make your mistake, right? Now you got this wicked woman who will use children as a weapon to a man. You get what I'm saying? Children, the future, we should be putting everything aside and focusing on the kids, putting our differences aside, focusing on these kids. But a wicked woman, she will use those kids as a actual weapon. How evil is that, right? Now jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman.
He said, I'd rather live with a lion or a dragon than to live with a woman like that. So in short, he said, bump that. You know what I'm saying? It's better to be alone than be a woman with a woman like that. And that's what they call today a deadbeat dad. You get what I'm saying? So like the sister was saying, if a man don't take care of his kids, he's a deadbeat dad. But sometimes you got a situation like that to where he cannot take care of his kids because the woman won't allow it. Maybe she been hurt in a relationship or whatever or whatever the reason is. That's still no reason to use the kids as a weapon. You get what I'm saying? And out of the jealousy of that relationship, should do everything to destroy that man. use the kids, try to get him take his license, try to, you get what I'm saying? Take most of his income. How can you sustain a lifestyle like that? It's hard enough to pay rent on your own. How can you sustain a lifestyle like that? You get what I'm saying? And they do it with a smile, knowing that it's evil, right? So
And the child support money, they're using it for their own personal gain, not even helping the child.
exactly. She buying things for the new man in the life. You get what I'm saying? Spending my hard earned money on the new man in the life that ain't doing nothing. She got new nails and all that. Kids still want money from me. Still want me to buy books and all that after I done paid child support. Give me any plague with that, right?
Hey, let me give you the rundown on how that child support thing works. Just say a man got him a good job and he's making good money. So the child support is based off of what he makes a month. So if he loses his job and he can't pay his child support, he has to go to jail. He goes to jail and the child support is still building up on him while he's in jail. So when he gets out of jail, he owes more than he did when he went in jail and still has no job. The court system is set up against the black man.
Hey, and to what you said, that's what I went to court for. The job that I had before, I got let go from that job and I went to get another job. So I wanted a reduction, okay? Because I was making enough where I didn't mind they was taking what they was taking. So my new job, I fell behind because I wasn't making that much money. And the judge was like, yo, I don't care, okay? This is what you were, what was enforced, and this is what the kids need, and they don't want to hear nothing. So I'm just telling you again, there's a lot of things that we don't talk about as men. That for the first time we're doing it now because the Bible and God and the situation has forced us to speak on these things. But there's a lot of stuff that if you get the men down and you sit them and you speak to them and you see where things went wrong, you see that they're not as bad as the world is making them out to be. And I'm not talking about again, like I said, we got to keep reiterating the room. Not that nigga man that don't give a shit about his kids. I don't care about him. He doesn't matter. Okay? And in some cases, like I had to tell one girl before, she was a mess because she said her father wasn't in her life. And when she described to me what type of man he was, I said, sis, that's why you're such a good person now. Some men are so bad they will put that damage on the woman. So I said, you're a good person now. I said, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to your soul. I see your values. I see your morals. I see your mind. I see your smarts. I see your drive. If that man would have been in your life, that you're wondering why he left, sometimes the Lord removed people from our lives. And she told me at 27 years old, well, she's 27 now, but when I gave her this information, she was 21. She said, when you first told me that, it hurt. But now she's 27, she's married, she's got kids of her own, and she was like, yo, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear what you said to me because I never looked at it that way. Because he's alive, he's breathing, and he wants nothing to do with you. He's moved on with his life. Okay? I said, if he don't like you, he don't care about you. So stop wondering why he wasn't there and just be happy that you're here. Appreciate life now and thank God that you came into the Word and you're a good person. You got good character. You're smart. You finished school. Now you can build. And from that one conversation, 6 years later, she was ready to name her children after the leadership in our church, okay? Because she formed a bond with other leadership other than me, but I was like her first point of contact, and I saw how broken she was, and I had to speak to her, I had to give it to her raw. And she's like, yo, if you didn't say that to me, I would have never changed the path of my life to where I am now. So again, I just want to reiterate in the room. We're not talking about that man that chooses, I don't care, I don't want to see him. You know your child is alive. You don't want to go visit him. Nothing. You won't even bring him a plate of food. Or we're not talking about him because you got niggas that are like that. We're talking about the men that are labeled deadbeat dads, and no one has investigated how did things come to being that way. I mute my mic.
Oh, praise the Lord. Yep.
That's crazy. Just like you have these posters with pictures of men, and it may say America's Most Wanted. In the state that I live in, they got those pictures up in the DHS office, and they run them in the newspapers. Also, they got a picture of a man and say he owed so much money, and he's the DHS Most Wanted. So that's how they do the man.
Damn, that's terrible. That's terrible.
And how about this? To show you how the court is unfair. If the brother could legitimately prove, yo, I lost my job, I don't have the money, the same way you run a credit score, you run a background check, you get pay stubs, you do all the energy they put into locking you up. They can't put energy into seeing if your story's legitimate, if you legitimately can't pay. They can do it. But they don't care. They say that's the law. That's what I'm going to enforce. It's not like the judge has sympathy on the man. I'm talking about the brother that legitimately, he lost his job. We get fired from our job. We the last hired, first fired. We the ones that don't get the promotion. We get profiled for everything. Okay, because at the time when I lost my job, it was I needed my license, my driver's license for my job, and once I had a certain amount of points, they wouldn't let me drive no more. So I got a reduction in pay because I couldn't drive. Okay, and for me to get the pay that I was making, I had to be able to keep my CDL license for the position and keep my to have my employment. They knocked my pay down like $12,000-$13,000 a year. Okay, and I didn't have the money. I thought, okay, I'm gonna go and show the judge. I'm gonna get her. No, he was like, no. He was literally like, nigga, I don't care. And if you keep talking, I'm gonna lock you up. So I'm just telling y'all to look at things like that. Okay, and like they call it rears. They'll put you in rears where each week that go by and you're behind in the payment, and multiplies and multiplies. In certain cities, they'll put a warrant out for you. Okay, there are no men that have went to jail, good men, that because they fell behind, they put a warrant out for them. And then they get pulled over and they're like, yo, we're locking you up because you didn't pay your child support. What do you mean I didn't pay? It wasn't something that, a criminal act that he didn't want to do. I mute my mic, man. I'm getting mad.
I'm getting mad too. That is terrible, man. Hey, the wickedness of a woman is crazy. And you know what's so heavy? If that man has a son, right, and you telling him, well, your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that. Guess what? The son don't want to do nothing but be like daddy. So guess what? When you saying that he's ain't this, ain't that, he's saying, okay, well, that's how I'm supposed to be. So not only are you destroying the man that you intend to destroy, but you're destroying your own child in the process. That's terrible. That's terrible, all right? Legend, what you got on the topic?
This is a great topic, and I'm shout out to all the Israelites in here, and A1 make the greatest points, man, because what A1 talking about that going to when the system going against you, that's how my brother was. My brother is that same story that A1 went through. My older brother, and he would do. I seen it with my eyes. Now he buying the kid everything. They got to go to court. Got all the receipts and everything. I'm talking about hundreds of dollars paying on the receipts. Judge in there going against, telling him, shut up. You need less to shut up. And even though he lost his cases, he's still fighting evidence. He's praying all the time and everything. He still be trying to fight it. But luckily, he got 2 more new kids now that he's with all the time. But this whole world is against us. And then when you say that the deadbeat, there's some people that ain't even deadbeats, and they call them deadbeats. Like when like for instance, if a person go with his woman, and she keep him out of the relationship and won't let him see his kid and won't let him try to get in it, and he can't do nothing about it and lose in court and all that. She said that's another form of they trying to call him a deadbeat, but he's not really a deadbeat. He try to do what he can. But me, unfortunately, I got a chance to see the good side because my father and my mother was always together. They're still together to this day. God bless. And my wife I'm with is my childhood friend. So I got 4 kids and I take care of them. And I always go there. And you got a lot of problems is with these women, you notice in this area, they try to be over dominant, try to dominate, be over dominant. I don't need no nigga. I don't need no man. I need to. That is an ugly behavior. That is terrible. What you mean you don't need? You want to die lonely? Like, come on. And it just be killing me. And I look at it like from a perspective too. Like, why aren't these mothers teaching these women how to be wives? That's something we ain't touching on. Why ain't they teaching them how to be wives? Because if you go back to the 70s, they teaching them how to be wives. My mom, her mother teaching them how to be wives. They was giving them that. They taught how to be wives. In this area, they're not doing that. It's not happening like that.
Right.
It's just not.
Right.
A lot of the mothers are not wives themselves.
Facts. Super snap.
Yeah.
Facts. That's facts, man. And then we always the Bible. Everybody's not going by the Bible. That's first off. That's a choice. And we have a choice in life. You have a choice. Like I look at, if I don't take care of my kids, man, if I don't take care of my kids, I'm not only letting them down, I'm letting God down, I'm letting them down. I'm letting, when they have a kid, my grandkid down, I'm letting down their grandkids, the generation keep going. Why don't we look at it like that over and over? That's a whole bunch of letting down. I'm a piece of crap. That's nah. I'm a fight. Like even if you losing in the court, I'm still going to fight. I can't let that go. I'm gonna be hurt. That's why you see a lot of them guys. That's why you see a lot of guys get hurt, and they still be trying to chase it, still be trying to figure out. No, I'm gonna keep chasing. No, and I'm gonna keep praying. I'm not. Ain't no stop. From they gonna get older. Yeah, and they gonna talk to me. No, I'm fighting. I'm fighting for that. That's my baby, dog. Nah.
Right. Hey, and then like you look at our last generation, right? Most of the men I know grew up without a father. And they got this thing, crafty counseling about with that we actually lived through, right? One of them crafty counsels was the crack epidemic. They put that in our households, right? So the generation right before ours, most of us did not have a father in the house due to that crack epidemic. That thing tore us up, right? But all the men that I know that grew up without a father vowed to never ever do that to their children, right? So now here you go, the next generation. Most of the men, like as a whole, want to be in their children's lives, and now the women making it impossible. And that image go on us as a whole. So when we say when we say are black men deadbeat dads, that's going on us as a whole. They saying the majority of black men they deadbeat dads, but not uncovering the cause of it, the present cause of it. It ain't drugs no more, right? It's the woman that like to be in the man's seat. It's comfortable to be in the man's seat. When you read the Willie Lynch letters, it talk about the nigger man, right, being pulled apart in front of the men, women, and children, right, and with the man's image destroyed, the woman will depend. She not independent, but she now depend on her slave master over her man. And it's so crazy, man.
That's crazy. That's a fact too. That's what's going on.
she's helping destroy the image. And guess what? Not knowing that the black man is the salvation of the black woman. So she destroying her own salvation. You know that's biblical, right? Give me Mark 3:27 real quick. Watch this.
The book of Mark, chapter 3, and verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Right. So it said no man can enter into a strong man's house, a strong black man, right? Nobody coming up in my house and taking nothing of mine, my kids upstairs and all that, you're going to have a hard time, right? In order to steal anything out of this house, you got to tie me up. You get what I'm saying? I got to be subdued in some sort, right? So guess what? Us as a nation, they cannot destroy us until the strong man is destroyed. And the woman helping destroy her own man. That's why she robbed. That's why she the lowest thing in society. You get what I'm saying?
And that's a fact. And that's a fact. And that's why I always, with me and my wife, I put it all the way there. Like I always try to tell her, like listen, this our daughter, and the thing is, I got lucky because I got a good one. And I can honestly say her mother didn't get married to the father. And she always wanted, and I seen that her mother. That's why her mother was so strict on the man. She wanted her to get married. She believed in that heavily, and she never got married. And I tell you, I went and popped that question automatically from the rip. So and then both our sides of our family are just alike. And they both, our mother and our fathers, and her mom and her dad not together, but they still keep a relationship. But I always look at it like when I'm in my household, I make sure I make sure I'm doing right by her and talking to my kids like with certain situations. If my son doing something, she'll jump in. I'd be like, you can't listen, you can't jump in. That's my I gotta give him his manhood and teach him tough love at the same time, but showing them love. And then with my daughter, I don't let her listen to nothing. I try to explain to her like keep that feminine in there. Say, show her how to be a great wife that you've been to me. Keep how to make her be all tough and all that. I want to do it on that. Let her be a good daughter. I teach her certain things. I teach my daughter a lot of things on her, overprotective over her. So I always sit there and have a conversation when I hear them little twerk songs, turn that crap off. She don't need to be learned by no twerk, none of that. Let her play with her Barbie dolls. Let her don't let her grow up all fast, man. Like I be teaching things like that, and and the same go for my boys. I teach them a lot of stuff, man, a lot of stuff, and with the CUI, the United Israelites, they go on the website, and I let them watch the cartoons on it every day. And they know everything already. They already smart. But I was pissed off because I showed my daughter. I said, well, I asked her what color was Jesus. She said, oh, he's that color. She pointed to a white man. I was like, we're not going to do that in this house. You definitely, because your grandma be rolling in her grave. Because I grew up in church, and I grew up around a lot of strong black women. Like my grandma was a pastor. Now I'm realizing that y'all got scriptures that a woman can't even be a pastor. But
Right,
so it's
right.
a lot, man. And I be looking, I'm sitting there like, yo, there's a lot of stuff I'm learning from y'all that I didn't even know. Because and I'll see her go to all these churches. I seen the pastor take all her tithe money and used it for him and his wife to get their hair done. I see the pastor take her tithe money, Rolls Royce. I just kept seeing every pastor. She finally got tired of it and just had it at her house before she passed away. And my dad would always say my father, because my father, he do stuff. My father keep it 100. So we would go to church, and he would look at the offering. He'll tell my mom and me, he'd be like, don't put no money in that offering. He'd be like, you better not put that money go against my rent.
Hey,
So he'll give them pennies.
have you learned in the Bible what the tithes are? Have you learned yet?
No, but I finally see what Bishop Nathaniel said about it, and I was shocked. But I'm trying to go back to the clip. I watched it, but I'm like, oh, that's what tithes about. But can you explain it to me again? That's crazy.
Right. Tithes in the Bible is food for the Levites because they had no inheritance in the land. So when your Christian pastor is taking tithes from you, he's saying for one that I'm a Levite and he needs money. He said he actually a deadbeat pastor. all the men in our organization, look, we work. I got a donut on my tire right now. You get what I'm saying? I got to go change that thing tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We working on our own cars, doing what we got to do to survive. We're not living off the church's money because that's not biblical, right? So give me Deuteronomy 14 real quick.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year.
You hear what that said, legend? It said tithe the increase of your field, that the seed bring forth. That's something you plant, right? Read on.
And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn.
The tithe of your what?
Of thy corn.
That's food right there, bro. Read on.
Of thy wine.
Uh-huh.
And of thine oil.
Uh-huh.
And the firstlings of thy herd and of thy flocks.
Hey, that's vegetables and meat. That's wine and oils, all these goodly things, right? Read on.
That thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always.
So why is the pastor taking money from us? Now guess what? What's heavy about that, right? The topic is deadbeat dads, right? Now, I'm talking the pastor. What he does is he destroys your faith in the Bible. Right? So you see things like that. A young man sees something like that, and it don't make sense to him. So he go try something else. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing what's right in their own eyes, right? And they do things like that, and then we lose our way as a nation. You know what I'm saying? That's what create a real deadbeat dad. You know what I'm saying? He don't know that he got to provide for his own house. You know what I'm saying? Or else he worse than an infidel. He don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because the pastor ain't teaching. They teaching ain't no judgment. You do as you will. You know what I'm saying? You see how successful I am, you know, and he's robbing the people, you know. So at the end of the day, we talking about deadbeat dads, right? And that's what they call us as a whole. But it's a lot to uncover to get to the root of why that image is being pushed on black men that are actually not deadbeat dads. All right. I want to holler at Sister Maria. Sister Maria, what you got on the topic? Maria, you your mic is muted if you're trying to talk. The topic is are black men deadbeat dads or is that cap?
Sorry, yes, I was dealing with the mic. I don't believe as a whole that black men are deadbeats, but I do believe that compared to other nations, there seems to be more of that compared to other nations. I think part of it has to do with, in the past, the drugs and everything, and then also the culture, like in the music, they glorify being a single mom, single dad. They don't teach about marriage compared to other nations. There's certain nations where if you're not married before you have kids, you get disowned by the family, versus in our culture, you don't see that as much. It's more acceptable and it's more like, okay, well, just, get your food stamps and stuff like that. So I think the music, the influence has, and also, the generational um, issues with the drugs being in the community, and a lot of families were divided because of it. And then it just keeps going on and on and on because poverty is considered normalized to some, but I don't feel like as a whole black men are deadbeats. I just feel like it's seen more in this community compared to other nations. I'm not sure if I'm wrong statistically, but it just seems like it. And part of it, I feel, has to do with the influence, the music and things like that.
Right. So you saying the things that we digest as a nation, right? So as a whole, you say more in our community there's deadbeat dads, right?
I
That's the image
I
push.
feel that.
That's the image pushed on us, right? That's the image pushed on us. And as a nation, is that solely on the black man, or does the black woman have a role to play in that also? What would you say about that?
Well, I mean, I honestly believe that the black woman does have a lot to play with it, but it also the black man as well. Like there's men who have multiple baby mamas, and they just want to spread their seed. Um, and if you're
Right,
not
right.
Nick Cannon, then why are
Remember,
you spreading your seed and you're working at McDonald's?
remember this, sis. Remember what we was talking about, right? We talking about a small number of men that are actually like that, which reflects on the majority of black men. You know, you get what I'm saying. So
28,
eight times out of
28%. 28%.
only 28%. You get what I'm saying? Only 28% is like that, and that image fall on the rest of us. You get what I'm saying? So when you say men in our society are deadbeat, that fact is actually not true. We trying to be in our children's lives. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot to be uncovered. It's a lot to be uncovered with that, right? Any moderators want to comment on that?
Yes, I want to touch the Nick Cannon statement. Nick Cannon could be a deadbeat dad also. It doesn't always have to be with money. You got a lot of people that men that were financially equipped to cut the check, and the check came every single month. They had that check to that child till the child turned the age where they don't get the check no more. But that check missed the presence of a father in their life. Just because a man could give money, okay, I know women that are grown right now, men that are grown right now, that their father send money every single time. But because they didn't want to deal with the mother, they never came around. So I want y'all to look at that. There's a lot of celebrity kids right now that they were financially stable, but as far as a loving home with a mother and a father, they didn't have that. So they on drugs. They have bad relationships. They have psychological problems. Okay, so it's not just paying money, it's being there. Now for the Nick Cannon, he may be able to give each one of his child $1 million a month. Okay, but the child as a human being and not having the father there, because if you're dealing with children in multiple different houses, you're not going to be there for every event. Okay, and there's a lot of kids that left to themselves because they have money, they're destroyed. They had a nanny, they had the best schooling system, they had everything, but they did not have their father there. And the child is a mess. So it's not only about having the money there, it's about instilling morals. It's about that bond. Okay, it's about when that question comes up about sex. When that fight, when you have that fight at school and I'm going to go get my dad, but I can't get my dad. He's in another country. Okay, there's a lot of people doing bad right now that they never financially, they had everything. But the bond of the father being in the life, they was not there. I mute my mic.
Yeah, that creates a big void too. It create a big void in a young man's life, and he end up finding some Negro in the street. You get what I'm saying? To follow after, right? Nobody can love a son more than the actual father, and then a woman will get a replacement dad. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times when I seen that, the stepdad will do that child wrong. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not his seed. And on the flip side, I see some great stepdads, better than fathers. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm saying is, nobody can love my son like me. You know what I'm saying? The Bible talk about God taught the son everything. You know what I'm saying? He taught the son everything. That's why Christ knew everything. He got it directly from the Father. Same way, I'm gonna teach my son how to fight better than I teach somebody else. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna nourish my son with everything that I got. I'm gonna show him all my mistakes, so on and so forth. You know, and when that happens, when we don't have fathers in their lives, it create a void in that young man's life. You know what I'm saying? Or a young daughter.
Hey, watch this. Go to Sirach 42, verse 8.
The book of Sirach, chapter
I'm
42.
gonna try to wrap it up real quick, because like I said, I have women tell me that I try to take over and I'm too long-winded. Even though I'm using the word of God, I show me where I'm coming with my own opinion, but it is what it is. Sirach
Sirach,
chapter 42, verse 8.
the book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 8. Be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish.
This society is unwise and they're foolish. They don't know nothing concerning God. The people in high positions, your president in office is unwise and foolish. He makes political moves. He doesn't make moves to better the lives of the people. Read on.
And the extreme age that contendeth.
Some people, because of their age, they think they can contend with you. The extreme age that contend with those, read on.
that are young.
Because there people will tell me, yo, I'm older than you. You just learned that Bible. You just learned this. So they think that because of their age, they can solve the issues or bring meaning to the things that are going wrong on this earth. No, you just lived here a long time. You have nothing to bring to the equation to right the wrongs that are on this earth. Read on.
And approved of all men living.
It says, thus shalt thou be truly learned and approved of all men living. Once you can look at the things around you and look at the breakdown and give answers, and those answers are according to God, not according to statistics. The statistics that are created is a result of the breakdown of God. The way the world is right now, that's why the Bible says God is going to judge the earth. So we know that things are wrong. We know that everything is wrong, from politics to family to school system to healthcare to finances to economics to agriculture to the ozone layer. Everything is wrong because we left the ordinances of God. But watch this, verse 9.
Verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter, when no man knoweth.
A loving father loses sleep trying to watch over his daughter. A nigga with money don't worry about losing sleep. He's like, yo, I'll cut the check. Whatever. I'll let the nanny watch her. Okay, I'll let the butler drive her around. And those people don't love that child the way that you love him. A real father does what? Read it again, verse 9.
The father waketh for the daughter, when no man knoweth.
The Bible is saying that a real father will lose sleep watching over his child. Okay, and that's what I had to experience. It wasn't me not being able to get the money, because I would beg, borrow, steal, hustle, whatever I had to do to make sure that check was cut. The problem was me not being there for her first menstrual cycle, her first crush, her first bad test, a bad grade. These are the things that you're missing. These are the things you're not looking at. I know they say her mother was an idiot. So I don't expect her mother to let her know, look, you could bleed now. You could get pregnant. You have to watch yourself. Okay? These things needed to be explained to her serious. You're not a little girl no more. You a woman. You're doing bad in school. The test taking. The boys are going to come after you now. Your breasts are developing. And these things. The father's losing sleep worrying about these things. The Bible says it. And none of y'all ain't pulling out no Bible for the stuff that y'all saying. Like I said before, we could talk about why shit is wrong, but what solutions do you have? What answers do you have? How could you show us how we got to where we are? I'm showing you with the word of God. Read on.
And the care for her taketh away sleep.
We lose sleep worrying about our child, so it's not about cutting a check. Yes, I paid for her schooling. I paid for her butler. I paid for her driver. Let's say I'm rich like Nick Cannon, but her butler's trying to bang her. Her teacher is a lesbian telling us okay for that. God condones that behavior. And the Bible says no. Some dude in her school is pushing up on her. And because I'm away and I'm traveling and I have my hit TV show, I'm not there to tell her the first time she has her first crush. Yo, this is what I want for you. This is the type of man that I want around you. You can't do that if all you're doing is cutting a check and you ain't there to watch her neck. Read on.
When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age.
Somebody sticks his penis in her that is undeserving of her virginity, that has devalued her, that don't care about how much money I got, that don't care about the checks that I'm cutting for her to live this lavish lifestyle. And now because she's a mess, the money I'm giving to her, she's handing it to some nigga. I told you we would take this room in a different direction. I'm telling y'all stuff y'all not even thinking about. Read on.
And being married, lest she should be hated.
Why is she hated? Because the father was not there to watch over her virginity. And the guy is now pointed into her face that he was not the first. So he devalues her. You women don't know nothing about that. Most of y'all been through, some of y'all are crying right now as I speak. Because you know that what I'm saying is true. Read on.
In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house.
Because some dude creeped up because he wasn't there. A fatherly presence wasn't there. And he took advantage of the nice clothes, of how smart she was, how pure, how rich she was. And he stuck a baby in her and left her, or took her virginity and left her. Because she didn't have the male presence there to let that nigga know I'll beat your ass if you step to my daughter. Read on.
And got with child in her father's house, and having an husband, lest she should misbehave herself.
Okay,
And when
because she misbehaved if the male presence is not in the house to structure her. Because at one point they're like they say women mature faster than men, but sometimes it's to their own destruction because they think they know everything. But a strong male presence while they're going through that maturity, no, a whole bunch of guys are not going to be in their face. Then they get to that point where they see how serious life is, and they say, "Dad, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching over me. Thank you for having that talk. Thank you for giving me that structure. Thank you for putting fear in Tyrone's face when he was trying to get between my legs. I thought he was cute. But you realize that he was a nigga that you probably would have had to shoot. Okay? Because he was running game on her. You women don't know how to defend yourself against these niggas that pull up in your face. You need real men to do that. And the real men are by the word of God. Read on.
And when she is married, lest she should be barren. Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter.
Because some of you women had no shame. Your little titties started growing, you wanted the whole world to see them. Your eyes started getting big, you wanted the whole world to see it. But a father who knows the destruction that you're doing to yourself was like, put a looser shirt, cover your ass up. Don't be up in that boy's face. I don't want you in no boy's face. Okay? A man who knows the world and knows these things is watching you, because there's a point in the little girl's life where she's shameless. That's why the Bible says for the woman to be shamefaced. Not in everybody. They start feeling themselves when them breasts start growing. Them curves start setting in. They start getting that attention. Who do you think shut that shit down? The man. So it's not about having money, Nick Cannon or whatever's future, or these other stupid niggas. I bet you all their children are gonna have psychological issues because the dad wasn't there. You got celebrity kids now. Look at Whitney Houston's daughter, dead over overdose, just like the moms. She has some stupid nigga around her, and the list goes on. A millionaire parents. I see it where I work. I saw them in the psychiatric ward. Rich millionaire parents, their kids is there with slices on their wrists. Or pills they pump in their stomach. And they going to the best schools. The people that you paying to watch them don't care about them like you. Or lose sleep over them. That's just a paycheck. Read it again, verse 11.
Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she should make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies.
Why? Because people are looking at, yo, that's your daughter? That's the way she turned out? Okay, Master P, his daughter died of a drug overdose. They were blaming him. I could give you a long list of celebrities that Creflo Dollar went to jail for putting hands on his daughter because she wanted to go to a party looking like a hoe.
Lawrence
And he's a
Fishburne.
multi-millionaire pastor. I mute my mic. Y'all got the floor.
That happened with
Can I say
Lawrence,
something?
that happened with Lawrence Fishburne too. His daughter became a pornographic actress.
And she kept the last name.
Yeah, I forgot her. They humiliated that man. A decorated, award-winning Academy Award actor. His daughter is into porn. I forgot that one. One day we got to make a list for those people that think it's okay because the person's rich to have a whole bunch of kids everywhere. No, those kids become statistics. Ain't nothing like your father in your life. I could tell you people right now that their life is such a mess. They'd be like, yo, I don't give a shit about the money. I don't remember the money, but I do remember when my father wasn't there. And I can't get that back. You can't give that back when the person's 35, 40 years old and they messed up in their head and all the shit that they've been through, the parties, the drugs, the sex, the losing their virginity, the babies, the beat downs, whatever it was. because they could afford the lifestyle, but they had no guidance. I mute my mic.
The reason why I
Hey,
use that example is because I grew up in the hood and I saw a lot of that in my life growing up. It does not mean that I'm okay with it. You know, I just happen to use that example. I grew up seeing that even in my family, you know, I had a brother with multiple baby mamas. So that's the only reason why I use that. But it's not because I'm okay with it. I do not agree with that at all, even if it's Nick Cannon or not. So I apologize if that came off that
No,
way.
you don't have to apologize, sis. I'm just saying that I think I understood where you was going, but there are people that says, so what is Nick Cannon? And they don't look at the babies that are growing, male or female, that don't have Nick Cannon in their life. We can't just pay everything away. And that's the point that I'm trying to make is the teachers molest the children, the nanny molest the children, the karate instructor molest the children. Okay, it's just so many different things. The piano instructor, the tennis, whatever it is. Where just because you have the money, it's nothing like that father being there. I'm taking you there. I'm bringing you back. I'm helping you with your homework. I'm this. I'm that. Whatever. I'm just saying the way the world is structured now, we need to have our child on our hip. That's all I was trying to point out. And I'm not saying I'm not putting you on the spot, sis. I'm just giving the room a different thought process. That's what I always try to do when I come here, to think about it. If I had the money to have a whole bunch of kids all over with the most beautiful woman, I wouldn't fucking do it. I don't want nobody raising my child. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Hell no. I know what it's like to have to visit my child somewhere for a little bit, and that you gotta go, and the child's crying, please, please, don't go. You only been here. I don't have. I promise I'll be back. When, and you bargaining. Y'all been through that shit, man. And the child don't understand. And the mom just like, yo, whatever, nigga, get out, goodbye. My man is coming here, okay. I mute my mic.
A1, yeah. All
Wait,
praise. Who's that?
hey,
Who's that? Who's trying to say something?
Doris.
let A1
Uh,
bring that out. Sirach 7:24. Let A1
all
bring
right,
that out.
all right. We'll get to you, Dorisa. Hold on, hold for a second. All right.
Chapter 7, verse 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body.
Meaning that's like you protect her like the way the government protect a bank or their finances. You care about her body. Because everybody, you women don't understand. Your most priceless possession is your virginity. That hole is the entryway to your soul. It's not just some place for a man to stick his penis. And y'all don't know the value of yourself. God is telling us now. What? Say it again.
Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body.
Now he's going to make it clear when he says, have a care of their body. Read on.
And show not thyself tearful toward them.
When it comes to that, you let them know this is serious. This is serious. I don't want you in no nigga's face. Who's that dude? Where you know him from? Why is he calling you? Why is he around you? This is what God says. Because you destroy her, you destroy a part of me. That's how serious it is. That's what God is saying. You can't just let your daughter go to anybody's house, go to any sleepover. Then they tell you years later, oh, when I was there, I was doing drugs. Oh, this person did this to me, that person this. Why you didn't tell me? Okay, but if you're close with them, most of them will be like, they'll tell you, they'll let you know stuff. I noticed the kids, like me, I kept a lot of secrets from my dad because he worked the entire day. We would leave before we woke up, and when we came home, it was dark. So I didn't really have a tight bond with him. He was the one that pretty much raised us because my mom left us at an early age. But I didn't want to upset him, so I kept a lot of shit from him. And then he didn't trust me, and I didn't think he understood it. And I should have been able to speak to him. So that's why the scripture's saying, yo, you got a daughter, watch over her and don't show yourself cheerful with her, because then she'll see as she gets older, and you gotta let her go from your presence. She'll appreciate, my father was there. He picked me up from school. He made sure there was no boys in my face. He made sure I did my homework. He made sure I was educated. He strengthened me for this evil world that I was going to be let go into. Read on.
Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
When it says to marry thy daughter, mean you picked a man for her that you approve. And any other clown that come in her face, you tell them to move if they're not approved. Then she'll appreciate it. She'll understand, damn, my dad, he was there. He fought for me. But the one that you let them go, what they do? Penis after penis after penis. Then they're dealing with psychological problems. They're getting devalued. They're getting mistreated. Okay? That's what the Bible is telling us. And she thought she was just living her life. She could have been good. But now she's psychologically effed up. Okay, she feel like nobody don't care about her. Some man is putting her down. Some man is taking advantage of her. And then just so she could be in a relationship, she eats any shit that some nigga brings to her. Because you fucking wasn't there to watch over her like God said. So I see what's going on. And I see what the importance of the father being there. And these are the things you have to look at before we just get labeled deadbeat dads. There's a lot of work to being a father. A lot. That's it? Is there more?
Yes, sir. But give her to a man of understanding.
How do you give her to a man of understanding? She got to see how you are as a father. My dad is smart. He's assertive. He's aggressive. He's no nonsense. He loves me. He instilled values, morals, principles in me. He taught me the Bible. He showed me right from wrong. He showed me how to spot game. He showed me if anything goes wrong, I could come to him. I could trust him. I could tell him everything. I don't have to keep no secrets from him. How could you do that shit if you're someplace else in another house? Please, somebody tell me. Look at Dwayne Wade. The moms gave the daughter to the father, and a weak man, he's being controlled by an evil bitch. Gabrielle Union is an evil bitch. She turned the little boy into a woman before the whole world, and she's being glorified for it. Okay? The right family structure was not there for that child. Look at Madonna with all her millions. She adopted you. Oh, that's so cute. She took the little African boy. Oh, look at him now. He's just like a fucking woman. Come on, man. What's the other one from the other white woman? If she did the same thing to both her kids. The girl is a lesbian, the boy is a homosexual. Charlize Theron. Okay, these are multi-millionaire actors that because it wasn't their kids, they just turned their life into whatever, even if it goes against God. And people that looked at, well, at least she cared for them, at least. No, you didn't care. Because they wasn't raised according to the way the Bible says. I'm sure their parents wouldn't have wanted that life for them. I didn't bring my child into the world for them to live like that. Okay, that's my job to do it, my job to be there. That's why I said, even the psychological effects of you wanting to be there. You going or missing a whole week, I didn't get to see them. Then when you do come to see them, you on a clock. Or it's only the weekend, it's only this day, or it's only this. That's bullshit. Read on.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not.
Meaning she agrees with you. She sees that your way is the right way. You don't break up with a woman like that. Okay, you don't look at another woman in the street and be like, her titties are bigger, her behind is bigger, which is what stupid niggas do. Okay, you have a wife. This goes back to hand in hand with what I said. When you do see a wife that she's gonna let you be the head, she's gonna let you lead. She sees that you have her best interests at heart. She sees that you're a loving father. Don't forsake her. So the answers are in the Bible. People say that the Bible is misogynistic, it's against the woman. That's a lie. You can never prove it. Even if I put you on the spot to prove it, you can't Prove it. Everything in the Bible protects the woman. But the black woman today, the modern black woman, won't let you be a man of God. And she challenges everything, and she creates this environment where there's hostility between the sexes. I mute my mic.
That even happened to Magic Johnson and his son. Same thing. Yep.
Yeah, man. And I'll tell you straight up, man. That whatever whoever that sister is that said that A1 shouldn't be speaking. Hey, guess what? She don't want solutions. That's all that
Yeah,
is.
she hate me. She sent me a long email saying I'm too long-winded and I need to hurry up and speak and then give the floor back to y'all. I mute my mic.
That sister's tripping. That sister tripping. Look, the
And
way
also,
it's. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, my bad. It was also when the A1 was bringing out the having a care of your daughter. We have to start checking our daughter's social media pages. They shouldn't really have it, but we have to check the Instagram, the Twitters. There's so many niggas in they DM and they inbox talking game. But if you're not around and you're not checking on her, this is how they get caught up. Because it's easier to get women now than it was then. You had to have some type of game. Now, Instagram, DM. So you got to be very mindful of Instagram, Twitter, all of that. Because that's where the whole stuff is really being pushed. Instagram, Twitter. You know?
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, that thing is the devil. That social media, if it's not used right, hey, you know what? Social media, you can learn a lot of things, man. But guess
Hey,
what? If you're not, go ahead.
they should not have no social media page. Unless it's for work, like you go to college or your school, you're old enough or whatever. No teenage little kid should have a social media page because that's the entryway in your house to evil. Okay? That's the entryway in your house to evil. What's on there? Hoes, niggas. You spend so much time on it. I don't think no teenager, okay, until they in
A1.
college, then you can start looking at that. But other than that, no social media. Go ahead, I'll mute my mic.
A1. A1.
Who's that? Who's that?
You got the floor.
Happy is legend. I wanted to comment on that what he just said about that media. That media is that's a fact right there. What you just put on it, because I just had a situation with my son at the school. And he, when he would get mad, he would say, "Oh, I want to do this to myself. I want to do that to myself." And I had to go up to the school and said, "Oh, we have to let him go get checked out. He might need this. He might need that." I said, "No, it's that freaking that media that he on, because he's watching on the media what they do and stuff." I was like, "Ain't nothing wrong with him." When I talked to him, he said he didn't mean that. He's telling the teachers he didn't mean that. And you know how they are. You know how that white system works. I was like, ain't no psycho, ain't nothing wrong with this boy. I was like, that's that media. I've been keeping him off the media. It's been 3 weeks so far, just keeping him off that media and have him looking at have him focus more on what's important, education and all that in life, and it's teaching him, having him doing push-ups. Yeah, I don't let him get on that media. That media stuff, that's a key, man.
Hey,
That's really serious.
Legend, I'm gonna give you a good one to think about. I'm gonna give you a good one. This is real life. This is real talk. All y'all listen to this one right here. I know a guy who his son was on social media. He's a good student, good in school, everything, top grades, and his son was into video games and and pretty much this average thing that kids do. But he didn't have no Twitter, he didn't have none of that social media, no Facebook, nothing. He created a Facebook friend, and this friend befriended him. The girl was beautiful, talking back and forth to her for months. And then he finds out that it's not a girl, it's a boy dressed like a girl. And when the mother tried to tell him, yo, I want you to stop talking to him, he said, I love him. I love him. What's wrong? Okay? And if you see the picture, you think he was talking to a woman. But it's a young boy, same age. His parents allowed him to live his life that way. He thought he was talking to a girl, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't care if it's a boy." We got things in common. You judging him, everything. And she was trying to explain to me, the moms, because the father wanted nothing to do with it. The father said he's dead to him. That's what's the father's attitude. And the father's not in the truth really, but the mom's is in the truth. And the father don't want to deal with the shame. But I told the mother, it's your fault. You should have never let him keep the page. We was already getting on the youngsters in our congregation, telling them to stay off. Okay, and one day we were bringing it out in class about the social media. She calls me and she tells me that the story, and she was too far for me to deal with the situation. But she's like, "Yo, I'm devastated." Okay, I don't know what the outcome is, but just something like that. Just think, you don't know who you're talking to on social media. Everybody's fake. Everybody's fake. So that's why people be like, yo, what's your this? What's your... I have nothing. I don't have nothing. I don't have no way. The only way you can contact me is YouTube and Clubhouse. I don't have nothing. There's no other way for you to contact me because the scriptures say, come out of her, my people. Get that in Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. I'm going by what God says. God is about to destroy this place, and this is what God says concerning this place. So I move in a way that I'm detached from this world.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Most High is about to destroy this place, and there's a lot of sin here. Okay, the other day I was on Facebook because I was looking. I wanted to buy some. Someone told me check Facebook Market, so I went on there, and I'm trying to buy stuff, and there's ass and titties popping up on the page. I'm like, yo, I just want to buy some weights. Why the people who control the Facebook are deliberately sending ass and titties, and I typed in weights, weight plates, 50-pound weight plates. Why is ass and titties popping up? Because that's the way America designed things. You pick anything you're looking for. There's gonna be some naked broad trying to sell it or an exercise equipment or whatever. The world never used to be that way. So I'm just giving y'all something subtle. Where if I'm not old enough to know the scriptures and I'm a young boy, y'all can't get mad at him for being a lord into that or lusting after that. Especially he's young and he don't know how to navigate life. Everything is set against our children. So y'all gotta be mindful. I mute my mic.
Hey, A1, you know what's so heavy? I was trying to play a game of chess the other day, and some ass and titties came on my chess game. You get what I'm saying? It's like they just keep sending it, and then not even only social media, but on Hulu they have a commercial. You know what I'm saying? After the kids watch whatever their little cartoon, the little Chucky commercial comes on, and then it's showing Chucky, scary movie or whatever. But then two young boys kiss in the
Yep,
commercial.
yep.
And,
Hey, I'll give you
mm-hmm.
another one. I'll give you another one. I go to the IUIC page, and in the feed, I'm looking through the feed. Something comes up: Christian singles, and they showing men with men and women with women, and this is supposed to be Christians. So I'm just telling you, it's that subtle, it's that simple. Where you don't want to, you saying you don't want your kids to miss out, but you have to until a certain age. When they reach 21, 22, okay, there's nothing I could do. But there has to be an age where you put a filter on your kids. No, you're not looking at that. No, I don't want you to see that. Or especially if you're not around them and you got an iPad raising them or they on the internet, bro, you're going to have problems that you can't wrap your mind around. And this goes again to why I was saying, don't just call the black man the deadbeat dad. There's a lot of things set up. We just scratching the surface. I could do a whole topic on this. I could sit down and I could do a series on this of show you outcomes that especially you women, you never thought that you couldn't wrap your mind around the stuff that I could show you that's taking place. Because this is just so subtle. I mute my mic.
What was heavy that Legend said, that brother Legend, he said once he stopped the social media, he said two things that he started doing naturally. He started educating this child and making him do push-ups. So that social media and that TV got voided out with positive stuff. You get what I'm saying? So I dare everybody to turn your TV off for a week and see what happens. You're gonna be forced to do something with your child. And they hella smart.
Hey, any spare time I have is the gym. I'm not sitting there and looking at people with TikTok after TikTok videos. Any YouTube videos I watch is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ, the deacons of Israel United in Christ, the captains of Israel United in Christ. If something comes across my feed, if it's not like something that I could use to educate the people, I don't watch it. I don't care. I don't know who these rappers are. I don't know these. So I'm like, who the hell are these people? Okay, the young kids are laughing at me because I'm so disconnected from them. I don't know what the latest song is. I don't know no dances. I'm like, what the hell is sturdy? I thought my truck should be sturdy, or my coat should be sturdy, or sturdy pants. It's a dance night. I'll mute my mic, man.
A1. Nah, it's crazy. You said that. I sent you my YouTube with me just working out a couple workouts. Cause I see you're a workout person. You know what's so funny? That's one thing about me. Like, you know, we all talk about. Now switching the subject, y'all talk about since you brought up the working out. I've been working out since I was 5, and I would watch my father do that. I would watch him come in the crib. He had his Kango on, playing that LL Cool J Mama Said Knock You Out, and putting up like 400. You're sitting there watching him from a kid, just watching. I'm just observing it, watching him every day. And I never stopped working out. I'm 32, never stopped working out since I was doing that to now. So I kind of feed that on my kids. Working out is actually a good outlet instead of being on this meter. And a lot of people don't.
That's right.
I work out like people party and drink.
That's right. Work on your body. Work on your mind. Don't work on other people's lives. Satan got us too much intertwined into other people's lives. I see my kids glorify, I tear them down. The only person you glorify is God, Christ, then me. Everybody else is bullshit to you. That's what I tell them. I don't let my kids have no crush on nobody, or I'm like, yo, they all fake, and I explain to them they fake because they'll carry that. You work on your health. You got time, you work on your health. You work on your mindset. You work on becoming smart. You ask me questions that psychologically are challenging. I don't mind exposing them to things, but you can instill things in them that the scriptures say that he that teaches his child, get it? Get that real quick in Sirach. He that teacheth his child. This is what God is saying. And this is why we cannot be labeled as deadbeat dads, because again, I got to keep bringing it back to we're called deadbeats because there's a system in place that's working against us from the minute we came out of our mother's womb. You got it, Rita?
No, sir. Anybody know where it's at? Quote it for me.
I'll get it for you real quick. I think it's Sirach 40. One second, I just got my apocrypha. It's Sirach chapter 30. Start with verse 1. Watch this. Watch this. Look how powerful the Bible is.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son causes him oft to feel the rod.
Meaning you're going to correct him. The rod is correction. You're not going to let him do whatever he wants. You're not going to let him out your sight. You're not going to leave him to himself on an iPad or on the computer. Read on.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
You're going to be happy for the man or woman they turned out to be. Read on.
He that chastiseth his son shall have joy in him.
Because a lot of y'all don't want to chastise your kids. You're trying to be their friend. I tell my kids, I am not your friend. And I will show you how quick I will become the enemy if you're going down a path that's not good for you. We could be friends when you get older. And I see that you're a man or a woman of God. Right now, I'm not your friend. We could be friendly if you listen to what I say. You go against me, it is war. Read on.
and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance.
You're gonna rejoice because you're like, yo, that's what I made. I made this child. I put this sense that you see. What you admire, that was because I took time and I put work in. Because I was allowed to be in their life. Read on.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
The enemy right now is everybody that's trying to destroy your child. Take away their virginity. Take away their education. Take away their strength. Take away their health. Okay? McDonald's is trying to destroy our kids. Wendy's is trying to destroy. That shit ain't stuff that your kids are supposed to be eating on a regular basis. The Chinese restaurant is trying to destroy our kids. Why you think they set up in our neighborhood? They don't feed that shit to their kids. I teach my kids, yo, you're gonna eat salad, you're gonna eat kale, you're gonna eat cabbage, you're gonna do push-ups. Okay? You're gonna do stuff that is gonna, when you get older, people are gonna see, yo, your father watched over you. Okay? And that's why the Bible says what? Read it again.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
Because they can't have him in the system. They can't manipulate him. They can't control him. He is a problem to the system. Read on.
And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
My friends are going to say, yo, your son is smart. You raise a good kid. Read on.
Though his father die, yet
That if I leave, if I die and I'm no longer here, read on.
Yet he is as though he were not dead.
It's going to be like you still seeing A1. So I told my kids, who's the favorite? The one that follows my example. That's my favorite. And my example is what God said. My way was not the right way. My way is what God said. I mute my mic.
All praises, all praises. Hey, we got Jeremiah. Jeremiah, what you got on the topic?
Yeah, so are black men deadbeat dads, or is that cap? And no, I without a doubt, I believe that there's a lot of deadbeat dads out there. Like we can't ignore the fact that men are having sex with not just black women, but we're not taking care of our responsibilities. Whether it's financial, whether it's baby mama drama, whatever it is, there are some deadbeat dads out there. But I think that there's a lot of contributions that play a part to that. On the flip side of that, there are a lot of fathers who try to take care of their responsibilities and are successful in doing that. So, holistically looking at it, are black men deadbeat dads? No. But are there a lot out there, and do we have a reputation for that? Yes. And I'll tell you what, it's not 100% our fault, but I do want to take accountability for us. Like, we have to take responsibility for our own actions. However, back in the early 90s, the late 80s, there was music, a culture that passed through our community. And it started with music like, I like girls with big butts and I can't deny, right? So we started over-sexualizing our women. And so instead of looking at the values that we should have been seeking for a lifelong partner, we were looking at women as, I want to smash, I want to beat, I want that fat booty. And so we sexualized our people, and it just continued. And so women were looking for the ballers, the guys selling the dope had the nice slabs, and the men were looking for the baddest women in the hood. And based off of that attraction, it wasn't long lasting. Woman gets pregnant. Oh no, I'm not into that. I didn't sign up for that. And men cut out. That was one of the reasons that led to, so many single parent homes in the black community. That's just one. Us over sexualizing our bodies and our rap music, our culture. And that's why in my bio I say we need to do something about rap music, and I start by boycotting. I yield.
All praise. Any moderators got comments?
Rap music.
Hey, that's true. That's true what he's saying. But do you believe in the Bible, brother? Do you read the Bible?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm in here every night.
Okay. So how does God say the problem is going to be fixed?
By following his commandments, his statutes, and his laws that he established.
That's how 1/3 will be delivered from the problem. But what is God's solution to fixing the problem? His ultimate solution to fixing the problem is what? To kill everybody that goes against him. Because we could boycott all we want. We could have these rooms all we want, and we could talk all we want. These rooms are to gather 1/3. Christ says that they're not going to listen to us. They're going to hate us. The Most High said, make your head stronger than their heads. Make your face harder than flint. There's a rebellious people. There's a stubborn people. And I'm just saying this again. I want to change the dynamic of the room. No matter what solution you come up with, it is going to fail. Like, for instance, when things go wrong in a community, we need more cops. We need more schooling. We need more places for the kids to go and play. That's all bullshit. The problem is enough of God is not here. And God knows it. He's just giving us a chance to catch up. God's end result, which most people are not on board, that's why he says he's going to come like a thief in the night. Okay, what we're seeing now, the rest of the world don't see, and the rest of the world don't agree. Okay, like I listen to a lot of celebrities that they like the idea of the Israelite stuff, but as far as implementing it, they want nothing to do with it. You full of shit if you professing you an Israelite and you got fringes on and you're not actively trying to create other Israelites. And I'm saying that to any entertainer, any singer, any ball player. You hiding behind your money and you're not helping to establish, to bring forth that 1/3. Because once that number of Israelites is sealed, God is going to let the fire be unleashed on this earth. Okay, fire is a cleansing agent. And for the problem to be fixed, this place has to be destroyed. That's why the Bible speaks of Armageddon, the great day of judgment, the lake of fire. So that's why we're good at pointing out what the problem is, but no one has any solutions. What we're doing in coming to the Bible is preserving ourselves from the judgment from the hand of God. Are we going to fix the problem? Absolutely not. Okay, we're establishing churches all over the world, and we're being met with opposition from the highest level, inside and outside. We got the black woman in the church with big mouths fighting us, always talking shit, speaking against us, challenging us. We got the media, television, school system, everything calling us a cult, putting us on the Southern Poverty Law Center, ADL. We are at full-scale war, and it's only going to intensify. So the end result, that's why God is only holding back the destruction until a certain number of people get on board. Let's get that real quick. Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. Watch this, watch this. And this is what I want y'all to focus on here. The realm is to bring awareness, and for the people who are going to be delivered, it's going to be from the word of God. But as far as fixing the problems, it will only be fixed by fire from God. This place has to burn. Billions of people have to die. The same way God said in Genesis that the world had become corrupt before him, and he told Noah, look, Noah, I'm gonna start making an ark. I'm going to drown everybody on the earth. Only your family is going to be delivered. It's the same thing now. Fire is getting ready to come from God. Before he destroyed the earth with water, now he's going to use fire. Because most people, even in this room, you see they full of shit. How many people come here all the time? They listen. Some of them even come on stage. You ask them a question, they won't even answer. They're full of shit. Those Ezekiel chapter 33 people. Word unto them as a lovely song, one that plays well on an instrument. They hear thy words, but they do them not. Revelation chapter 7, real quick.
Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God.
Which is what we're doing. We're carrying that seal. And this is what we're doing with the seal. Lead on.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
Those angels are in place to hurt the earth and the sea, not to fix anything. But these are the instructions they were given. Read on.
Saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Because our foreheads have been destroyed by this world. So God says, don't make any destruction come until a certain number of people are sealed. Read on.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
That's 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes that the world is calling deadbeats. 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes are going to wake up and see what the problem is and get on board and get sealed. And once God seals that number, he's going to unleash hellfire on this place. Because the media can be fixed. Facebook can be fixed. Twitter can be fixed. YouTube can be fixed. Your school can be fixed. Your job can be fixed. A lot of your marriages cannot be fixed. You still trying to fix them. You're going to die trying to fix them. The black woman can't be fixed. She got to get burned up like the Bible says. Only the ones who agree with God's plan will stand. It tells you that she shall be saved in childbearing if she continue. Can we get that real quick?
Yes, sir.
Okay? That's the only way she's going to escape, because God says he's going to need her to repopulate the earth when the destruction comes. But everything we're talking about now is going to remain as it is. Just some people from these rooms that we create, they're going to wake up and they're going to give their life to God, and they won't die with everybody else. But as far as fixing things, I don't want y'all to think in this room that that's what this room is set up for. This room is set up to bring awareness to God so you don't die.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then
Read the verse before
Eve.
that. Read the verse before that for the woman that's labeling us deadbeat dad.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Because they always got an opinion. You know how many women email me with hatred for me, who don't even know me? They watching class. They come in here sticking their big black nose in our business and telling me how to teach and what to say and giving a play-by-play. And they wouldn't know shit if it wasn't for God raising up men and teaching the Bible in this manner. Before that, they was in a Christian church with a tambourine catching the Holy Ghost, giving their money to some stupid nigger pastor that don't know the Bible. Now all of a sudden they the most vocal. Read on.
But I suffer not a woman to teach,
But they're
nor
always
to you.
trying to teach us. They're always trying to tell us what we did wrong. That's why we gotta praise the Lord that he told us what was wrong. He taught us. I suffer them not to teach. Read on.
Nor to usurp authority over the man.
I want things done this way. You're going to do this with the child. And I'm not talking to the woman that you already hooked up to some nigga. I'm talking to the woman that's hindering the process of a man of God being made. Read on.
But to be in silence.
Be quiet. We don't want to hear nothing you have to say. Don't challenge us when we're using the word of God. Read on.
For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
Meaning, this is every woman that hears this should thank God. What God is telling you that if left to yourself, the devil will get in your head and destroy you. It's not because we think we're better than you. It's not because we're saying you're stupid. The way God designed you, you need strong male presence in your life so you don't get deceived. That's what this room is for. Read on.
Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing.
Because we need her to build a strong nation. But this is the stipulation. Read on.
If they continue in faith and charity and
You got to
holiness.
have faith. You have to have faith in God, faith in the black man, and you got to be charitable toward the black man. Read on.
And holiness with sobriety.
And you got to show holiness, meaning according to the word of God, behavior according to the word of God in your right mind. I mute my mic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we got Genty. Genty, what's going on? What you got on the topic, sir?
Hey, the title right now fits my description. but I'm not a deadbeat dad, but I can relate to it. I was married to a female that kind of like straight regard the way I was bringing it for her. You know what I mean? I laid out the red carpet for her, but on the first year of our marriage, she cheated on me and everything. But I'm questionable to see if that child is mine or not, right? But I was still willing to play the role as a dad. But
Right.
we divorced and everything. But the crazy thing was, I asked her mainly, right, to stay in contact, even though we divorcing and everything. But I still wanted the connection with my child. But it's still raising my spirit that I need to do a paternity test and everything to truly find out. This been like over 17 years ago. So, and I lost a lot of sleep behind it. You know what I mean? So it's still bothering me to this day, but now I'm in the truth and everything. And I seen that what I was trying to do back then, I'm connected to what's going on right now.
So
I mean, this
what would you say stopping you from getting
topic fits me. Did a lot of
you kind of went robotic on me. You kind of cutting out.
oh, okay, my bad. I don't know how to
Oh, you
do
cool
that.
now. You cool now. You cool now. What I was
All right,
saying
should
was,
I put
what's stopping you from getting
oh
your
I'm cool now?
yeah? What's stopping you from getting your test? What's stopping you from getting your paternity test?
Well, she manipulated the paperwork, right? As far as with the court and everything, she forged my signature and everything. So stating that I deny being part of, you know what I'm saying? Like want to support the situation. So actually she claimed that I didn't want to be in her life. You know what I'm saying? So her mom had worked for the court system, right? And she worked for a law firm. So she got that knowledge as far as with the paperwork, and she forged my signature. So when it was time for me to, go to court and everything, they was like, "Oh no, the case is done. It's opening, shut case. Like you signed." And then it showed me one piece of paperwork that was in my signature. So I was trying to tell them that I didn't sign that paper. They was like, "Well, it's here and this and that," so they shut it down. So I've been struggling with that for years. So, and like I said, I lost a lot of sleep behind that, man.
Hey, understood.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
under like the impression that you wanted to get that paternity test for like some peace of mind, though. You know what I'm saying? You want
yeah,
to know for sure if that's your seed or not, right?
yeah. Because I was there doing from top to bottom, man, what a man's supposed to do. You know what I mean? I I was married for 2 years, and then a lot of people told me that I I could have got it annulled, and I don't know what that means, but it messed me up. So then she put me through the system. Then I was paying the child support and everything. But she just kept switching up from the bank account. She went to a P.O. box. I mean, it was back and forth, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So when I finally tried to make a payment, at the bank, and she shut down the account that I was putting the money in, and I'm at the bank arguing with the teller. And they're about to call the cops on me because I'm tripping, trying to say, "Yo, I'm tired of this." And they was like, "Well, sir, we can't give you no information on whatever that's going on." And I'm like, "Damn, okay."
So,
So,
is she trying to consider you a deadbeat dad?
yes, sir. That's why I'm
Wow.
calling. Yeah, yeah. And I never was. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
mean, the topic right now is pertaining to me, and it's tight, man. So that's why I'm calling right now and then being online.
Right.
So
I think that's very cruel. You know what I'm saying? For a woman to and it happen all the time, to where a woman to let a man raise a child all the way until they grown, and then they find out that they are or not that child's father. You know what I'm saying? Even in the Bible, they got the spirit of jealousy. creep up on a man. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right. You get the spirit of jealousy, something ain't right. So if you feel that, that's why I was asking what's stopping you from going to go see. You know what I'm saying? You probably should do that just for your own peace of mind. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
do, but I do want to, but I kind of need some help. That's all, man. Because I just need some help on that, man.
Yeah, get with your leadership. Get with wherever you at, whatever city you in, get with your leadership out
I'm
there,
in
man. They're gonna get you some.
IUIC
Oh yeah, wherever city you
in
in.
Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles, though.
All right, that's that. Okay, okay. Make sure you get with your leadership there. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna guide you in the right direction. All right.
Okay. So just ask them, and then they can guide me. That's what you're saying,
Yeah,
right?
be straight up with them. Yeah, the more honest you are, the better, the faster you're gonna get to your solution. All right, so be honest with them brothers, man. You got some good brothers there. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see what. I'm gonna plug the room real fast, right? This is Biblical Smoke at biblicalsmoke@gmail.com. You know, like, share, plug, and share the room. We got brother Josiah. Hey, are black men deadbeat dads, or is that cat? What you got?
Okay.
Shalom, shalom leadership, shalom family. Um, I'm gonna say overall on the topic, the way I feel, no. But a deadbeat dad, I believe, is just someone who don't teach his child, the law, statutes, and commandments of God, um, or just teach him how to be a man according to the scriptures. Kind of like what David told Solomon, shoot thyself a man. Um, But if we talking about just being there for your son, teaching him what you know, I mean, I can't speak for all men, but in general, I would say we doing the best that we can for the most part. I really called in because I got a young sister, and Deacon Asaph was going over social media, and she's 14. I'm 25. I pretty much raised her with my mom. On our own, like I missed a lot of social events, football games. I actually quit the football team. That's another story. But so she's going through her teen years, and I'm not in a household no more. I got my own house, but I'm kind of just nervous because I'm seeing signs that it's like red flags to me. She got social media, Facebook, Instagram. She telling me she got a young boyfriend basically, but she want me to meet him. And I'm not really fond of that. I just don't know how to cut it at the head because I don't know how she gonna react to it, and I'm kind of nervous because she my little sister, and I just don't know like what to say because I don't want to intervene in the wrong way. Like I said, her dad wasn't around her whole life, and he just started coming back around. He actually told my mom when she was young that he wasn't gonna have nothing to do with her until she got older. So I just needed kind of some help on like what I should do when it comes to my teenage sister. Like how do I approach her? How do I sit down and tell her like, look, now is not the time for you to have a boyfriend. You shouldn't have this Instagram, like Deacon was saying. Shouldn't really have social media. Just focus on your studies. Focus on what you need to focus on. Because I don't know how to do that without stepping on my mom's toes, basically. So that's really what I called in for.
Understood. You say this your blood sister, right?
Yeah, this is my blood sister.
Okay, so like mostly all your deep counsel gonna come from your leadership wherever you at, right? And like I told the other brother Genty, the more honest you are, the quicker you're gonna get to the real solution that you need specifically. You know what I'm saying? The best thing I could tell you is the worst thing a man could do when it's time to make a decision is don't make no decision. You know what I'm saying? So you make a decision. Talk to your sisters. To hell with who told you step on. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, she going against her own self when she doing something like that. Boyfriends, that's not biblical. Is she in the Bible? She you teaching her a little bit?
Yeah, I send her videos. You know, I tell her, you know, like, I reward her, you know, with money. She just give me what she got back from like certain videos I give her. So she know that I'm in the truth, but my mom is still in the Christian church, so I'm trying to just
Right. Hey, to hell with anybody toes. Yeah, I don't care who toes I'm stepping on. You know what I'm saying? That's all we doing now. We going to people events and interrupting their event. We stepping on toes. That's what we do. You
right.
get what I'm saying? So hey, guess what? You gonna have to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's showing
Right.
her some real love. And Lord's will, she understand. You might be the scriptures say what? Paul plant, Apollos water, but then the Lord got to give the increase. So you keep planting. Lord will somebody else water it, and vice versa. You gonna water for somebody else family member. You know what I'm saying? And let the Lord get an increase. Pray on that thing, all right? And talk to your leadership.
Yes, sir. Okay. Shalom. Most high in Christ bless you.
All right, shalom. Most high Christ bless. All right. I'm gonna go back up real quick. I don't see Sister Dorisa. I'm gonna make another round. Hey, anybody in the crowd that want to speak, go ahead and raise your hand. You know what I'm saying? Get your statement out. You know, and Lord, we'll get some edification on it. Don't be afraid to raise your hand. All right. Hey, Sister Dorisa, I remember you had unmuted for a minute. What did you want to say?
I wanted to say that I used to work for the welfare office for 20 years, and I'm telling you what I know. This deadbeat dad stuff is by design because the woman, if she get pregnant by 4 or 5 different men, that's child support from all these different men. And then she really don't want that man that she got pregnant by. That way she can take him to court and get money so she can keep her food stamps going. So she basically sold her soul for food stamps. And then you men, y'all need to get the DNA test done right after the baby is born. Because I've seen too many cases where the mother says that this guy is the dad and he wasn't the father. But you're going to be stuck for 18 years taking care of a child that's not yours. I mute my mic.
Hey, that's absolutely right. You heard it from the sister herself, man. Hey, get that thing done, man. Get that thing done, man. We out here, we stepping on toes, man. I don't care how the sister feel, whatever, all that guilt trip and all that. Hey, get it done for peace of mind, man. You don't want to be a victim of what they call that paternity. They call it paternity fraud. Paternity fraud. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of men don't know that. They don't know that if they sign that birth certificate that they signing that they're taking legal parental rights to that child. They don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And then that woman that you had a little fling with, y'all boyfriend and girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? And she say, "Yeah, I want you to be the, you know what I'm saying? You in his life, right? Just sign the paper. Got you for umpteen years. You know what I'm saying? And whores train whores to do that. You know what I'm saying? They what the scriptures say, like a harlot, she hunt for the precious soul. You know what I'm saying? They professional at that. They professional at that. There's too much information out here for us to be falling for that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So you heard the sister, man. Don't be afraid to get that done. All right. I see Sister Anne Marie. I hope I'm saying that right. Sister Anne Marie, what you got on the topic? If you speak and your mic is muted, Sister Anne Marie. The topic is: Are black men deadbeat dads or is that cat? All right, cool. Going back up, going back
Hey,
up.
Big Jew.
Yes, sir.
Hey, shalom, bro. Hey, real quick. Hey, how you know the system is just like what brother AO was saying? How you know the system is built against us? Because the woman could put anybody's name on the birth certificate, and and get that man to
I got it
basically
right.
get that man. Hold on, real quick, sis. To get that man to be paying child support to her. Also, for the actual fathers, when the tests come back, 99.9% that we are indeed the father, which the seed comes from us. But the system would still give 100%, or we have to battle 50% of parental rights to get custody of our children. That is 99% ours. And then they go and they make us pay child support to the woman. Why not give the father the opportunity? Because 9 times out of 10 the father has more. When you look at with all people in the ghettos and the hoods, the man is the one that's paying the money. The man is the one that's more financially fit um, when it comes to the parental rights. So if you already got him paying child support, why not just give him the obligation, if he's up to it, to say, hey, we're going to give parental rights to the father, since he has everything in order. He has the house or the apartment or the car, this, that, and the other. But they won't do that because the enemy know it grieves the enemy for the children to be taught by the father, because they know they can't get over. A man can teach a woman what traits and characteristic traits of a man, so that woman could pick better. And so then when you don't have the father in the house, that woman don't know how to pick a man. So she pick every man because she's looking for her father to be in each man that she picking. So she's picking wrong. And then the son can't properly be taught how to be a man. So the system know we need to make sure that these women is over these kids, like the scriptures say, and we need to make sure that these men go through hell and hot water before they can even be granted visitation, let alone have custody over these kids. I'm reading my mic.
Hey, I forgot to point out the most evil in this situation that we haven't brought up in this room yet, or at least since I've been here. The most evil thing is she can take you to court and make you pay for a child that's not yours. But if she decides to kill it, she could say it's my body, my choice, and you have no say so in the matter. Sit down, you nigga. And the court system will back her. Even if you're begging for that child, even if you tell her, have the baby and give it to me, she still can say, because of how the system is designed, I'm going to kill the baby, and the state is going to support me and protect my rights to murder this child. That makes absolutely no sense. Okay? The man can't tell her, don't have the baby and get rid of it. It's her choice. She decides whether it comes or goes. She decides whether you have to pay. You can't say, look, I don't want to pay for the child, get rid of it. The court will back her. So that's a whole nother talk that we didn't even bring into the equation, and the night ain't even over. I mute my mic.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy. Sister A. Marie, what you got on that topic?
All right. I was born in Jamaica, raised in New York, and I was raised to be a different type of woman than the woman that you see here in America. I was raised under the laws of how a Jamaican woman raised her daughter to be a wife. I'm on my second marriage, 27 years. This year I'll be married 28. My first marriage, it wasn't good, but it happened. It happened. Fine. I have told my friends that were males from when I was teenager, don't trust this girl, don't trust this girl, don't trust this girl, because I grew up around a lot of guys, and they treated me as a sister and protected me as a sister by
foul men away from me, foul boys away from me. Till this day, I still call them my brother, my mother, who's 90 years old, still call them her sons. I tell every man, even in my own family, including our own sons, you don't trust a woman. You can love her, but you keep a cross eye. And there's something that nobody was doing that I told into my family. And that was when this woman says that this is your child and that child is born, you go down to the courthouse. Before this child is born, start saving up the money for how much it costs to get the paperwork. And that is to make sure that you have guardianship. This protects a lot of rights. Can't keep you away from the child. Nowadays, now we have DNA. Don't put your name on no birth certificate until that child has been proven that it is yours. And a lot of people thought I was crazy. I've had to the point where I've had to smack, because keep in mind, even though I was born in America, I was born in Jamaica and I was raised in America, I don't play. When I get upset, my accent comes out. And then people know I ain't playing. But I put hands on a lot of my nephews, great nephews, great great nephews, and great 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 grandnephews' girlfriends, and put my hands on them and told them, I don't care what you say. If you have an issue with this, then you have something to hide. Because I don't trust no woman. Because I grew up with a lot of them that was foul. I grew up in New York. I grew up in Queens. And I'm telling you, I told a lot of my girlfriends, don't do this to this guy. Don't do. Right now, as Kevin Samuel used to say, grow old with a dog. Most of my girlfriends are in their 50s and in their 60s with a dog, no man, and couldn't understand what was going on. Well, how do you get engaged from 14 years old? Because my father chose the family, and they knew how I was raised. And they tried to lock me down. It didn't work. Went on to the next one. My father chose my husbands. But my first one, my father told me to stay away from him. I didn't listen. And I married him. My second one, oh, my father loved him. Every man needs to be in his child's life. And I explained to girls and I explained to women, even though it came from between your legs, woman, that child is the man's child. You are only carrying it, because that was explained to me by my father. My father told me I am his child and that he has rights on me over my mother. And my mother made sure that I understood you can't do nothing without asking your father. And people didn't understand that. Why you can't come outside? Because my father said no. I can't play with you no more. My father said you too fast. And when my father sat me down, I tell him the truth. Well, yeah, they do this. Yeah, they be kissing on boys. Yeah, yeah. My father would ask me, they put their hands down a boy's pants. Yeah, they be doing that. Did you put your hands down a boy's pants? Yeah, Dad, I did do that one time. Okay, Marie, you don't be around them no more. These women are fast as flying farts. And people don't get it, and they don't understand why our children are the way they are, because these striking girls are hearty and are fart.
Hmm. Right. Yeah,
And
Sister
they don't
Marie.
understand.
Oh, go ahead.
They think that because I want to be like a man and I can screw everything that's standing, and wonder why you can't connect with nothing. My first husband found me as a virgin. My second husband found me from my first husband. And we're still together. Going on 28 years. And these women don't understand. You take on the spirit of the man. If you let everything up into between your legs. And I don't understand why a woman wants to be a man. I have never wanted to be a man. I have never, ever got up and jumped into a man's face. Never. I was still married to my first husband, who had deserted us and everything. That might there's something different because it was all due to drugs and things. Left it alone. God took care of that. I left it alone, and another man was placed into my path.
All
And he
praises,
asked me
all
to, while
praises.
I was still married, asked me to marry him 2 months after he had known me. But these women, they too fast. They listening to too much stuff. You got this the feminist movement today is not the feminist movement of the 1880s. It's totally different. All women wanted to do was to be able to have the right to be able to work and, and to be able to vote. Today, not all of a sudden they want the world. They want to buck up against the man. You
Right.
see this, you'll see a 5-foot woman try to jump up and punch a 6-foot man in his face.
I've seen
We
that.
raised our
Yeah,
sons.
I've seen that.
When my oldest son, which is from my first marriage, when he was 5 years old, I used to raise him, but you don't put your hands on a girl. To stop her from trying to hit you, just hold her hands. He was 5 years old. Well, let me calm down. He was 5 years old when a girl took a pencil and stuck it between his eyebrows. From
Mm.
that day, I told him, any girl come at you aggressively, you better knock her out, and she won't come after you no more. My husband made sure that even though my son could fight, he started teaching him boxing and what that thing called uh
Well, like
qua-
Taekwondo or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Started teaching him that, and when I gave birth to our son, which is our last born, because I gave my now husband 2 children. Our daughter, she died years ago,
Right,
about 12 years ago. He taught them how to fight. And I told
right.
my husband when our son turned 6 years old, I said, babe, he's not a baby anymore. I said, he's yours now. I said, you
All
teach him,
praise to
I have
that.
to step back. I said, because that's how I was raised. That's what
Right,
my mother did. Was what my mother, my sister. They said when a boy reaches a certain age, you have to let him go, get him off your apron, or you're gonna make him into a woman.
right. Exactly, exactly. It come to an age, Sister Amory, where that's
Mm,
especially a son, have to be
yeah,
given to the father to learn how to be a father, learn how to be a man.
exactly,
You get what I'm saying?
exactly.
What's good
Ex-
about the tribe of Benjamin, which you are? Did you know that?
No, I'm not the tribe of Benjamin.
Oh,
Okay, let
where
me
you come
explain.
from?
Okay, I was born in Jamaica. My mother
Oh,
is from Jamaica. All right,
okay.
my father was here from the United States. So I was born. When I was
Oh,
born, I was already born a citizen.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
I'm going to tell you a little bit of history, some things that people don't know. All right. My father is Shinnecock from New York, Shinnecock Indian. My father was born in 1908. In 1911, some white man from Germany came and put words into the ears of the white people here, and they started to separate what they called the Negro from the Indian, not
Mm,
realizing that we were already here. You
right.
understand? And we classified.
So
And
you could be
upon that,
Gad. You could be Judah or Gad.
right,
Right.
right.
Understood.
So
That makes sense.
there's a confusion in there with me in my lineage and things,
Hmm.
because my grandfather, who was born in 1867, he said that we are Shinnecock. And my great grandmother, and because Shinnecock, my great grandfather was snatched up, because I don't know why white people would just snatch up anybody they can find that was of looking as Negro descendant, and they would snatch you up and throw you into slavery. And
Hmm.
my great
Hmm.
grandfather was snatched up and thrown into slavery for a couple of weeks, and was sold. The Shinnecock Nation um The story in my family is that he spoke to them in Hebrew and they brought him out of slavery.
Right, right. Hey, you know
And
one good thing about your background, though. I won't say like necessarily good, but you
mhm,
being maybe Judah, maybe Gad, right? But you was raised in Jamaica where they still have some sort of, you know what I'm saying, culture. Over here,
yes,
Judah is we toe up, man. We toe up. It's like
yes,
the tribe of Judah, right?
yes,
We built, you know, we used to know medicine. We used to
yes,
work, you know what I'm saying? But
yes.
you look at like Black Wall Street, you look at
Rosewood,
Rosewood, all these places that was
yes,
prominent. When you destroy somebody's hope, they give up, they lose faith, and
yes,
now you got that, like the scriptures say, who will rouse him up? You know what I'm saying? We was a young lion, we was thriving, but now it's like
yes.
the tribe of Judah
They,
done lost hope, you know?
yes,
So
because they
yeah,
went after the black man with vengeance, brother, with
right, and then
vengeance. And
that affect a woman to the point to where like now you got the American black woman. She was one point she was like supportive of her husband, and that used
yes,
to exist here, but now it's the hope is so low. They shaking their butt on TikTok, and you know what I'm saying.
mm-hmm,
You know, dancing
yes,
on cars and all that, proud to be a
mm-hmm,
thought, and that's what you end up getting over
in,
here. You know what I'm saying? So it's good that you got some of that. You know what I'm saying? You got residuals from over there. What it means to at least be a wife. You know what I'm saying? You know,
yes,
a parented household, two parents. You know what I'm saying? That's
yes.
all praises, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
There's
gonna
a
go ahead and
thing.
oh
I just, if, brother, if you allow me to say one more thing.
yeah, go ahead, sis.
Um, my sisters are in their 80s. My oldest sister, she'd have been 93 right now, but that's neither here nor there. All right. They have told me that when things changed with the black woman was in the 1950s, when a lot of the black women started listening to the white woman. Not all the black women did, but a lot of them did. And that was the younger part of the black woman who that went into the 60s became what you call all love, flower, love everybody and all this other stuff. And started saying they don't need to wear a bra. I can be my own woman. I'm the natural woman and all this other craziness. This is what my sisters was telling me. And they told me, they said a lot of these women took that same information of that feminist movement, because people think it started in the 60s. It actually started in the 50s, that they then put that same type of spirit onto their girl child and
Right.
made the girl child be more masculine. They're
Mm-hmm.
more they're more masculine as a threat today than they was back in the 60s, because there were certain things they couldn't do. That's why a lot of black women were getting their neck broke. You, all of a sudden you see the woman found dead somewhere, whatever, because she done jumped in the wrong black man's face.
Right, right. Which is no good. That's no good,
No,
man.
it's
That movement
not.
got
Because
hijacked. Got
yes,
hijacked, man. Just like Black
yes,
Lives Matter, they got
oh
hijacked. That's homosexual movement now. You know
yes.
what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with
Everybody,
Black Lives.
all of a sudden the Black Lives Matter movement, all of a sudden there was rainbows, and the rainbow signifies something totally different than what they're using it for, because an abomination of what they're doing to it. But
Right.
they
That's
turn
God's
around,
covenant. Yeah,
yes, the
God's covenant.
covenant
They
with
done
the
made up with
Israelites,
man.
with us, that he would not
Hmm.
flood the earth no more. That was his promise. And they took it and they turned it into something like Barney. And
Right, right,
and what those other striking um um affirmations of characters that were on TV back in the 90s and early 2000s, those I can't remember what they call them and stuff like that, but my youngest child, he has those toys there in the attic, but he's grown now, but with
right.
the booba foods and all them things.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But
Thank you for your
I
input
just
too,
want
A
people to
Marie.
understand, if you could spread the word to let men understand,
Yes.
when you find, when your girl comes to you and tell you that she's pregnant, start saving your money and find out what you need to do to gain guardianship, and don't put your name on no birth certificate. Right there, after the child
Right,
is born, even before the child is born, you can have a DNA test done. Don't put your
right.
name. Don't do
Man,
it.
listen
I've
up. I
saved
know y'all
many of
heard
my
that.
family and friends.
Y'all heard that. Y'all heard it. All right. Take heed. Take heed. All right. I want to hear
Yes.
from JJ, Sister Anne Marie. All right. Let me
All right.
all right, and
Most
thank
of
you for
my
your
Christ
input
friends.
too. Most High in Christ bless it. All right, JJ, what you got on the topic, sir? Or that's J.I., my bad. Judith Israel. What you got on the topic, sis?
Shalom.
Hey,
Um,
Shalom.
I think it's cap. I think mothers are very deadbeat, and they don't even have to be absent. They could be in the child life, like have custody of the child, and still be deadbeat mom.
Right, absolutely. That happens. I've seen it. I've seen deadbeat moms, man, and that ain't nothing worse than that. Ain't nothing worse than that, man. And a lot of times it's that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this has been biblical smoke, man. It's been biblical smoke. We out here to show you Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who you are. We talk about real life problems and we get real life solutions out of God's words. Like A1 was saying earlier, this world is terminal. 2/3 not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? But to y'all that's listening, you know what I'm saying, Lord's will you take heed and be part of that 1/3. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying that fight for your soul. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get Matthew 26.
Book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 6. Now when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she